Hey everyone, and welcome back to Safe Simple Sound. I'm your host Alex, and I'm thrilled you've joined us today. We're always striving to provide you with strategies that are, well, safe, simple, and sound. Today, we're diving into the heart of our philosophy, exploring how our secured approach works in real life. We're drawing inspiration from a recent article on our own site titled Secured in Action. Is this approach right for you? This article is a fantastic resource for anyone looking to understand how to build a secure financial future, no matter your stage in life. It emphasizes a balanced financial planning approach, highlighting that it's not just about chasing growth, but also about protecting what you have. One of the key takeaways from the article is that the secured framework is truly adaptable, designed to meet the needs of individuals and families throughout their financial journey. Think of it like that tortoise. Shelby, slow, steady, and purposeful in every step. It's also about understanding that mastering your cash flow is paramount to building wealth and achieving long-term goals. And it really emphasizes how crucial it is to develop a strong financial safety net, especially if you want the flexibility to take calculated risks while staying secure. These aren't just ideas, these are the core principles we believe in here at Safe Simple Sound, and we're going to unpack how they work in practice today. To make this exploration practical, we've broken down today's discussion into 5 core areas, and we'll methodically address each one. First, we'll lay the foundation by examining understanding the secured framework, a foundation for financial success, where we'll explore the principles behind our approach and how it benefits those who value clarity and strategy. Then we'll get practical with seizing financial control and mastering cash flow, a practical approach, discussing how to manage your income effectively and turn it into lasting wealth. From there, we'll move to building a financial safety net and understanding financial choices, protection, and knowledge, which will guide you through creating a safety net and how to become an informed clarity seeker in your financial decisions. Next, we'll cover the power of compound growth and financial flexibility, patience, and adaptability, discussing how to maximize growth while ensuring your plan can adapt to life's unexpected turns. Finally, we'll conclude with developing wealth and legacy, building beyond yourself, where we'll talk about how to leave a lasting impact and build wealth for future generations. I want to be clear. If you are someone seeking a strategic wealth building approach that balances protection with opportunity, or if you simply want to understand the why behind every financial decision you make, then this episode is definitely for you. We believe in empowering you to take charge of your financial future, and our secured framework is the tool to help you do just that. This episode is going to be a clear, structured, nonfiction style presentation designed to give you actionable steps you can take immediately to improve your long-term financial security. So get comfortable and let's dive in. Let's dive into something we've been hinting at for a while now, the core framework that underpins a lot of what we discuss here on the Safe Simple Sound podcast. Today, we're going to be exploring the secured framework, a foundation for true financial success. This isn't just about making more money, it's about crafting a financial life that's both prosperous and, well, secure. Think of it as the blueprint for building not just a financial house, but a solid financial castle. So what exactly is this secured framework? Well, it's a holistic, principle-based approach that prioritizes long-term financial well-being. It's designed to adapt to your unique journey, whether you're just starting out, deep into your career, or planning for retirement. It's not a rigid, one-size-fits-all solution, but rather a set of guiding principles that can help anyone achieve their financial goals. This is important because, as we all know, life's journey is anything but predictable. We all have twists, turns, and new directions, and this is designed to accommodate all of them. Now let's unpack the first key idea. The secured framework adapts to different life stages. This isn't like putting on a pair of shoes that only fit one foot. It's more like a well-planned road trip where the route might change, but the overall destination, financial well-being, remains the same. A young professional in their 30s might be focused on optimizing their career income and paying down student loans, while someone in their 50s might be concentrating on maximizing their retirement savings and planning for their legacy. The underlying principles of secured apply to both. Next, the framework emphasizes a balance between growth and protection. It's not just about chasing the highest returns at all costs. That would be like building a castle on sand. Instead, it's about establishing a strong foundation, a secure base, before reaching for the stars. It's about safeguarding what you've earned while still allowing your money to grow over time. We are not suggesting that you should be taking on excessive risk. In fact, we are saying the opposite. The idea here is to achieve a strong foundation and grow your wealth simultaneously. So, what does secured actually stand for? It's an acronym, and each letter represents a core principle. First, we have S, which is for seize financial control. It's about taking an active role in your financial life, understanding the decisions you make and why you're making them. Next, E, for embrace mastery of cash flow. It's not just budgeting, it's understanding where your money is going and making sure it aligns with what you value. Next up, the first C is create a financial safety net. This is about having a comprehensive protection plan and being able to take calculated risks with that foundation beneath you. Then U is for understand financial choices. We believe that informed decisions are the best decisions. The R stands for reap benefits of compound growth. It's about patience and understanding how your money grows over time when you invest systematically. Then E for embrace financial flexibility, because life rarely goes exactly as planned. Finally, D, which is develop wealth and legacy. This principle reminds us to think beyond our own needs, to think about what we are leaving behind for our children or other interests that we want to support. It's interesting to note that this approach contrasts sharply with some financial strategies that are solely focused on maximizing returns and growth. The secured framework understands that security, understanding, and growth all play equally important roles in financial planning. It's about the whole picture, not just one part of it. And finally, who does this framework work best for? Well, it's especially effective for professionals and families, many of you listening right now, who value clarity, strategy, and a lasting financial impact. It's for the people who want to understand the why behind their financial decisions and not just what to do. If you're someone who appreciates a methodical, proven approach, the secured framework might be your perfect fit. Now, as we wrap up this introduction to the secured framework, I want to leave you with a couple of thoughts. Firstly, how does your current approach to financial planning align with these principles? Secondly, what potential benefits do you see in adopting a framework like this? So with all of that in mind, I'd like to encourage you to reflect on how the secured principles could enhance your financial journey and really think about where you could make improvements. Perhaps there's an area you could seize more control or an area where you could create more of a safety net. Maybe this is where you need to take a closer look at the potential of compound growth. The idea here is that there is always room for improvement, even in the most well-managed of financial lives. Now we're going to zoom in on two of those 7 crucial principles: seizing financial control and mastering your cash flow. So what does it actually mean to seize financial control? Well, it's about actively managing your financial destiny rather than letting it manage you. It's about being the driver, not just a passenger in your own financial journey. This ranges from optimizing your income streams, thinking about salary negotiations, side hustles, or perhaps even strategic career moves, to making really informed decisions about how you handle debt and where you put your investments. Think of it like this. If you're sailing a boat, you wouldn't just let the wind take you wherever. You'd adjust the sails, navigate, and make choices about your course. That's the same approach with your money, being proactive instead of reactive. Now that's one piece, and it is deeply intertwined with our next key idea, which is mastering cash flow. And this isn't just about creating a budget, though budgeting can certainly be part of it. Mastering cash flow is about truly understanding where every single dollar is going. It's about having the clarity to see, okay, this money came in, and now it's going here, and this is in line with my long-term financial goals. A lot of us are on autopilot with our spending, and we could do with some more self-awareness. It's about connecting the dots between your day to day spending and the bigger picture of where you want to be financially in the future. Is the small coffee each morning or a recurring subscription helping or hurting those goals? You won't know until you map it out. These aren't just abstract concepts either. Let's consider some real world examples. Let's talk about a software engineer in her early 30s who was juggling student loans and trying to save for a first home. By actively seizing financial control, she developed a strategic plan. She optimized her debt repayment plan while simultaneously increasing her savings, allowing her to make progress on both without sacrificing retirement contributions. This didn't happen by magic. It happened through a conscious and deliberate approach to financial management. Another example could be the physician who restructured his practice's cash flow. He didn't just look at the revenue of his practice, but actively took a magnifying glass to his expenses and made strategic adjustments that not only improved business outcomes, but also secured his own personal finances. It's not about being good with math, it's about being good with planning. Now, it's easy to think, okay, that's for high income earners, but that is absolutely not the case. These principles are relevant at all stages of life, whether you are just starting your career, are in your prime earning years, or even as you transition into pre retirement. Taking charge of your finances is not exclusive to those with big salaries. It's about making the most of what you have, no matter where you are on your path. Here's the question I want you to think about. In what areas of your financial life do you feel the least in control? Perhaps you have some debts you are not sure how to tackle. Maybe there are areas of spending that are bleeding you dry each month. Or maybe you simply haven't taken time to map out your current finances. And how could you apply these principles we've discussed, active management and intentional cash flow optimization, to make some improvements? And another important question to consider is, what steps can you take today to better understand and optimize your cash flow? Could you set aside some time this week to track all of your expenses? Could you consider a free cash flow tool to help give you greater visibility? This isn't about adding more things to your to-do list, but about gaining clarity and making the choices that align with your own financial well-being. So, to recap, remember that seizing financial control isn't passive, it's active. And mastering cash flow goes beyond just budgeting. It's about understanding where your money is truly going. We've seen how these principles are working in the real world for people just like you and me. So what's the call to action here? It's simple. Take a hard look at your current cash flow. Analyze where your money is going, identify areas where you can make some smart adjustments, and most importantly, start actively taking more control of your finances. Because it's your life and it's your money, so you should be driving the bus. Now it's time to talk about protecting what you've worked so hard for. It's one thing to make a good income, but it's a whole different ballgame to ensure you're financially safe and sound. And that's where building a financial safety net and making informed financial choices really come into play. We're going to focus on that critical intersection of protection and knowledge and how it applies to your financial journey. So, let's start with the idea of a financial safety net. Now, this is more than just having an emergency fund tucked away for a rainy day. It's about building a comprehensive defense system around your assets, your family, and your future. Think of it like having a strong foundation for your home. If the ground is unstable or your foundation is weak, a strong storm can really cause some damage. Your financial safety net is that strong foundation. It's what allows you to take calculated risks, knowing you have a buffer in place. It allows you to confidently pursue opportunities for growth without the constant fear of being wiped out by unforeseen circumstances. One critical aspect of building that financial safety net is a thorough analysis of your insurance coverage. I often find that people think they're adequately covered, only to discover huge gaps when something unexpected happens. Maybe you think your health insurance is enough, but what about disability insurance if you are unable to work for an extended period of time? What about life insurance if you have dependents who are financially reliant on you? We recently worked with a family who, like many, thought they had a good handle on insurance with just basic coverage. We did a safety net analysis, and they were shocked to discover some really crucial gaps in their protection. By identifying those weaknesses and making the necessary adjustments, we were able to provide them with a much more comprehensive shield for their family's future, allowing them to live with much more peace of mind. Now, this brings us to the second part of this segment, which is understanding your financial choices. And in the secured framework, we call this being a clarity seeker. This principle is all about making informed decisions based on knowledge, not just emotions or what's trending. It's about understanding the why behind every financial decision you make. Are you investing in a particular fund because it has been highly recommended to you? Or because you've done your homework and understand the risks and potential rewards? Are you purchasing insurance because your family needs it or because you were told you need it? A lot of people just follow the recommendations of others without understanding the nuances of the product or strategy. The point is, you really need to understand the implications of these decisions on your financial situation. Consider a project manager we worked with. She didn't just want to know where her money was going. She wanted to understand every single aspect of her investment strategy, the types of assets, the risks, and the potential returns. This knowledge gave her a sense of control and empowered her to make better, more informed decisions about how to invest her hard-earned income. It's not enough to just be told what to do. You need to understand the why. And here's the key takeaway. Financial security isn't just about the amount of money you have. It's equally about the knowledge you have and the protections you have in place. You could have a huge bank account, but if you haven't properly protected it or don't understand how to effectively manage it, you're still vulnerable. And that's really not what anyone is aiming for. So let me ask you, how confident are you in your current financial safety net? Are there potential gaps in your insurance or investment strategy that you know you need to address? And do you understand the why behind your major financial decisions? Or are you just going along with recommendations without truly understanding the consequences? These are important questions to reflect on. This is where the rubber meets the road. We challenge you to take a good hard look at both your insurance coverage and your investment strategy. Identify any gaps that might make you feel vulnerable and be a clarity seeker. Seek clarification whenever you need it. Make adjustments that are based on informed choices, not just emotions. If something doesn't make sense, ask. It's your financial health that we're talking about here. Okay, let's dive into the fourth segment of our exploration of the secured financial approach. We've covered a lot of ground already, from seizing control of your finances to building a strong safety net. Now, we're going to talk about the long game, specifically the power of compound growth and the critical need for financial flexibility, all wrapped up in a concept that is core to long-term financial health: patience and adaptability. So let's talk about how patience and adaptability work in building a secure financial future. This is so important because life rarely unfolds as planned, right? We might have career shifts, unexpected expenses, or even a change of heart about our goals. This topic is about making sure we're set up to ride out those changes, not just survive them. This idea boils down to understanding that building wealth is a marathon, not a sprint, and that your plan needs to be agile enough to handle the twists and turns along the way. First, let's get into the magic of compound growth. Reaping the benefits of compound growth is all about understanding that disciplined investing and systematic saving yield significant results over time. It's not about trying to get rich quick. It's about a consistent approach that leverages time. Think of it like a snowball rolling downhill. At first, it's just a small ball, but as it rolls, it picks up more snow, and the bigger it gets, the faster it grows. That's how your money works with compound interest. The earnings from your investment start to earn their own earnings, and, well, it snowballs. This isn't about high-risk, get-rich-quick schemes. It's about that steady, disciplined approach that lets your money work for you over time. This principle is especially important and, frankly, pretty exciting for those of us, the independence seekers in our 30s to 60s, right? This is the stage where we're actively building our wealth. It requires a strategic and, yes, patient approach. You aren't necessarily going to see overnight success, and this can be the challenging part for many, but consistent saving and investing will deliver big returns over the years to come. The key here is consistent actions that compound into significant results. Now, let's switch gears and talk about why financial flexibility is so crucial. It's easy to make a plan for the best case scenario, but it's the unexpected changes that really test our strategies. Embracing financial flexibility ensures that your financial strategy can adapt to these unexpected events, protecting your long-term security. It's about having a cushion, a backup plan, so that if life throws you a curveball, you're not starting from scratch. Think about it. Life is rarely a straight line. You might have a great financial plan in place, but what happens if a career change comes out of the blue? Or what if a significant unexpected expense crops up? This is why financial flexibility is just as crucial as that steady compound growth. It's about being able to pivot without completely derailing your long-term goals. Let's talk about some real-life examples, because these concepts aren't just theoretical. We see these principles playing out all the time. Let's talk about one young couple, for instance, who began saving systematically very early in their working lives. Over time, their savings compounded into a significant amount, allowing them to move towards a comfortable retirement much earlier than they ever thought possible. Same is true for a pre-retiree who suddenly found themselves needing to adjust their timeline due to a career change. Because they had a flexible financial plan, they were able to navigate this change without compromising their long-term financial security. That's the power of being adaptable and having a plan that's not rigid. These principles are incredibly important for those who understand that life doesn't follow a straight path. That's most of us, isn't it? These ideas of compound growth and financial flexibility are especially useful because they acknowledge the uncertainties and create a plan to ensure we're ready for them. It's not just about having money, but having security. Not just about having a plan, but having one that can adapt. We need to be thinking about the long game, building wealth steadily over time and ensuring we can navigate unexpected changes. So take a moment to think about your own situation. Are you maximizing the power of compound growth in your investment approach, or are you making choices that might limit your returns? How flexible is your current financial plan? Would you be able to handle a sudden change in your income or a large unexpected expense without completely disrupting your plans for the future? In summary, it's about patience and adaptability. Consistent, disciplined saving and investing will allow you to benefit from the power of compound growth. Simultaneously, building financial flexibility will allow you to adapt to the unexpected twists and turns that will inevitably arise in life. These two principles working in tandem will allow you to move with much more confidence towards financial independence. So, here's your call to action for this episode. Assess your investing strategy and determine if you are fully maximizing the benefits of compound growth. Review your financial plan and determine how adaptable it would be to changing circumstances. These are not things that will improve overnight, but making sure that you are actively and thoughtfully planning for them will improve your long-term financial health. Now, we're really looking at the big picture. We've talked a lot about individual financial control, safety nets, and even compound growth. But ultimately, what are we building towards? That's where our next topic comes in. It's all about developing wealth and legacy, building beyond yourself. Now, when I say legacy, I don't just mean leaving behind a huge bank account. It's about creating a lasting impact beyond your own financial security. Think about it. The decisions you're making now, they're not just affecting you. They can impact your family for generations to come. This is absolutely key for creating multi-generational wealth. So, let's dive into a few key points. First, this idea of developing wealth and legacy isn't reserved for millionaires or large estates. This principle is relevant for everyone. Whether you're a young parent just starting to put away money for your child's education, or you're a successful professional thinking about how to transition your business or assets, the same principles apply. It's about thinking ahead and making intentional decisions. For example, those early contributions to an whole life insurance can really make a significant difference over time to your child's future prospects. And that's one part of your financial legacy. Similarly, taking the time to put together a clear succession plan for your business isn't just good business sense. It also creates a more secure and lasting path for those who will continue it. Next, we've talked a lot about the secured framework throughout this episode, and it's particularly relevant here. The secured framework guides the creation of multi-generational wealth and impact through planning and intentional decision making. It's not a magic formula, but a series of strategic choices that will, over time, yield powerful results. For example, by creating a solid financial foundation early on, you're setting the stage for future growth. And by ensuring you have an adequate safety net, you're protecting that legacy from unexpected setbacks. Think of it like a journey, one taken with purpose and wisdom. A strategy that focuses on these principles of legacy creation creates the most reliable path to a positive outcome, not just for yourself, but for those who follow. It's not just about the destination, but the journey that creates a positive outcome. And finally, let's remember that the secured approach, as we've outlined throughout this episode, it's a methodical and proven method for ensuring financial success and creating lasting value. Each principle builds on the previous one and reinforces the next. It's a solid foundation that anyone can build on, and by using this methodical approach, you maximize your odds of achieving your financial goals. Now, I want you to think for a moment. What kind of financial legacy do you envision creating for your family and future generations? Is it a legacy of financial security, one of educational opportunities, perhaps a family business passed down with pride? And are your current financial decisions contributing to that legacy, or are there changes you need to make? Are you actively investing in strategies that support your vision of the future? Or have you become too focused on the day-to-day to think about the long term? These are some important questions to ask yourself. So, to recap, creating a financial legacy is about going beyond your own financial security. It's about creating lasting impact and using a strategic and well-planned approach that considers all stages of your life. It's about making intentional decisions that have a positive effect on your family's financial future, building a legacy that goes far beyond your own lifetime. And when we follow a framework like Secured, you greatly increase your chances of success in achieving those goals. Now, as we wrap up this segment, here's your call to action. Start thinking about your financial legacy. Consider implementing those strategies to build long-term wealth and create a lasting positive impact. And if you're feeling a bit overwhelmed or unsure where to start, maybe consider beginning this process with a professional consultation. Talking with someone who's experienced in this area, they can really help you navigate these waters. And that brings us to the end of our deep dive into the Secured framework today. I really hope this episode has given you some valuable insights and tools you can use right away. We covered a lot of ground, starting with understanding the Secured framework and its core principles, which really emphasizes that a balanced financial planning approach isn't just about chasing high returns. Instead, it focuses on both growth and protection. I personally think the discussion of seizing financial control and mastering cash flow was particularly impactful. Taking control of your finances, understanding where every dollar goes, is such an essential first step to building strategic wealth. And remember, creating a strong financial safety net is the foundation that allows us to take calculated risks, and being a clarity seeker, truly understanding financial choices makes all the difference in the long run. We also discussed the magic of compound growth, the power of patience and planning, and how to build financial flexibility into your overall strategy. Finally, we touched on how to create a lasting legacy with our focus on building beyond just our own financial security. It's all about having a methodical approach to financial planning and feeling confident in your ability to manage your finances and build lasting wealth. If you're at a point in life where you're interested in developing a safe and simple method to approach long-term investing, or you simply want to understand the why behind your decisions, we believe our Secured framework can be extremely helpful to you. Thank you so much for tuning in to Safe Simple Sound today. I really appreciate you taking the time to invest in your financial knowledge. As always, you can find links to the reference article and more resources in the show notes. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss an episode. And if you enjoyed the show, please consider sharing it with someone who you think might benefit. We also really appreciate reviews on your podcast platform. We hope you'll join us again for another dose of safe, simple, and sound strategies. Until then, stay safe, stay simple, and stay sound. This is Alex signing off.